The Giver is the first novel of a series of 4 books written by the American author Lois Lowry. Lois Lowry was born in Honolulu, Hawaii in 1937. Her father was a military officer, and because of that, the family moved to Brooklyn in 1939, and then in 1942 they moved to Carlisle, Pennsylvania due to her father's work in the Pacific. After the war, the family moved to Japan to go back to the US in 1950, where Lois attended university, which she quitted after 2 years. In 1956, she married the Marine officer Donald Lowry, and they had 4 children. Then they moved to Portland, Maine, where Lois was able to finish her studies and she got her degree in literature in 1972. She worked as a professional photographer, but a day she was asked to write an article from a child's point of view, and in 1977 she published her first novel, A Summer to Die, inspired to her sister's story who died from cancer when she was 28. That year, Donald and Lois divorced. In 1980, she moved to Boston, where she met her current husband. Writing helped her when her son Gray, a USAF officer, died in a crash in 1995. Today, Lois continues writing and she appears at public events, but she also likes to stay home together with her grandchildren. In her novels, Lois Lowry touches difficult and delicate subjects such as racism, terminal illness, murder, and euthanasia. The Giver is a young adult dystopian novel set in a utopistic future, but is revealed to be dystopian as the story progresses. The novel tells the story of a 12-year-old boy who is about to receive the job he is going to do for the rest of his life. In the society in which he lives, there are no individual distinctions, and no one knows colors, risk, fear, pain, love, death. Even the weather doesn't change. Each family is perfectly matched in order to satisfy everyone's needs. During the ceremony of 12, Jonas was selected as the receiver of memory. He will have to keep the past memories of humanity, which will be handed down to him from the current receiver. In receiving the memories, Jonas will experience any feeling, he will see colors, and he will find out that the world has not always been as he knows it. Very soon, Jonas and the receiver find out that the time to change has arrived. They want to give the memories to the entire community, even though it will not be easy, because it will generate panic in a society which knows anything besides the grayness of an apparently perfect life. The film adaptation dates back to 2014. Among the differences, we find the tasks assigned to Jonah's friends, and there is a change in the age, which has been moved up to 16, maybe to insert the love story between Jonas and his friend Fiona, even if in the book it is slightly mentioned. The city in which the book is set is not on a cliff as in the movie, simply no one crosses the borders because it is forbidden. It seems that the movie has been shot very quickly, and it doesn't create the same atmosphere as the book. It seems that we are watching the summary of the story. The audience has not the time to appreciate what is watching. It looks like a succession of scenes just to arrive to the finale as soon as possible. A single positive remark is the choice of shooting the movie in black and white and adding gradually the colors as Jonas starts to see them. A bold choice for a 21st century movie, but certainly impressive. Lois Lowry, in her novels, touches a series of important and current subjects, and we find the discovery of sexuality, the managing of the emotions, ranging from telling a lie to your parents to the discovery of death. But Lois Lowry goes beyond the subject of death, because with great ability she touches the delicate subject of euthanasia, since a release, this is how death is described in the book, is nothing but a lethal injection. In the book, there are clear references to terminal illness and old age-related diseases. In fact, in the book, child in their spare time go to the elderly center to take care of those who are about to be released. The fact that colors are unknown and no one has a distinction mark, there are no hair color and eyes are usually brown except for some rare case of clear eyes, is an evident remark towards racism and bullying to those who want to step out of the uniformity of our current society. Last but not least subject touched is courage. The courage to change, the bravery to face something that seems so scary, the courage to go against the mass and giving value to our ideas. Lois Lowry encourages teens to think outside the box, tackling our biggest fears. Lois Lowry's books have always received a great quantity of criticism, but also lots of praises and awards. Because of the vastity and the complexity of the subjects Lois Lowry touched, the book triggered opposite reaction from the audience. In certain American schools, The Giver has been adopted as a part of the mandatory curriculum, while others have prohibited it. The book has been highly criticized by other authors since, according to them, it lacks originality and teens do not fully understand the meaning, and they strongly disapprove with the open-ended finale of the story. Nevertheless, some people see in the finale just another touch from the writer, as an invitation to keep thinking and not to expect something that has already been decided. The book was awarded with the Newbery Medal, an award which goes to the most distinguished contribution to American literature for children, and the American Library Association placed it in the top 100 of the most influential books for teens, and the School Library Journal elected it Book of the Year. I have always been keen on fantasy books. I was advised to read this book since it paved the way for the following fantasy novels such as Hunger Games and Divergent. The Giver is one of the books which impressed me the most, even though the story is not centered on the action but on introspection. Lois Lowry is a skilled writer who knows how to get the reader's attention. The Giver is not a tiring book. You keep reading it until the last page and you don't expect the end. You turn the page and it's blank and it almost clashes, but thinking over it, giving the story another end, would have meant sacrificing the whole story. I think it is a great novel with a huge impact on teens, and Lois Lowry writes about subjects that today we would call taboo. This is a book that forces us to think and continue the story.